All right, so I finally did it, right? Like I cannot believe how terrified I was of doing this. I mean, it took 7 years, uh, longer than 7 years. I began this journey back in 2010 with this research. You see over my shoulder. If I were to turn this camera around, you see all of the books. There's one, two, three, four bookshelves. One, two, three, four, five rows high each. Um, all filled with books that I have used for this research. And it's just theological books, sociological books, African American studies books, psychological books. You run the gamut, just the different types of research, content, exploration that I did, not to mention the countless hours spent in the Library of Congress, in my seminary library, in other university libraries, doing this research, right? Trying to find all this information to answer this question of, how it is that Black folks can be Christian, and further, why in the world would a loving God allow Black people, especially Blacks in America, Blacks in the West, to suffer as we have under the hands of white supremacy. And the answers that I came to, the answers that were given to me by the Lord, were frightening. Because they were so controversial, because um, they were so bold. I believe so bold, so profound, but that I also believe to be so true, right? But they just go against all of the conventional wisdom. I mean, conventional wisdom from the white side of things, conventional wisdom from the black side of things. I mean, I remember my own thesis advisor at seminary, a black woman, didn't want to grade my paper, because it just offended. I remember I reached out to James Cone, and he was offended by some of the things that some of the positions that I took. And so I was a little afraid. I was a little afraid. I have been a little afraid to publish this work. Afraid to stand out and be exiled, right? But I guess since resigning from a parish over a year ago and being essentially exiled by my diocese here in Central Florida, just compelled me to, what the hell, what do I have to lose, right? I'm already on an island by myself, so why not say these things that's been given to me, and share them with you? And so, I'm excited. It's trepidation, but it's also excitement. It's all these emotions to know that I have finally submitted the final drafts, the final edits, got the final copy of the foreword from dear brother, national chaplain of my fraternity. You see it, wrong hand. You see it over my shoulder, A Phi, and put that all into the hands of the publisher, and steps away from getting the proof in order to finalize and get it out to you. And man, it's I am you know tepidly looking forward to sharing this with you, and sharing my thoughts and getting your feedback on them, and having you to interact with them and engage with them. So this is a long awaited moment, and I am glad and grateful to have you on this journey. I am going to ask you a few questions in the lead up to this, just to get your initial responses and reactions to some of the propositions that I'm making in this book, on the role of Black people in America, in terms of making America great. Um, so I look forward to getting your thoughts, your responses, your feedback, and just having your engagement as we go deeper along this journey. So thank you. Please keep me in your prayers as we move forward. Understanding that this is raw emotive for me. This is my life's work. What I have given myself to for the last 10 years or so, even longer. I remember this all started in a dorm room, at the University of Delaware before I was kicked out, and continued on at Bowie State University with my new roommate. And so looking forward to your thoughts, your comments, your engagement, and thank you for being with me on this journey. And stay tuned. Peace.